now the main point. Therapy dogs help mental health. I remember in third grade, it was a few days after Miss Picaro, a beloved kindergarten teacher, died, and Krieger and a few other therapy dogs were in the library. Now, I didn't know her very well, but a few of my friends did, and it was kind of like the light inside them was put out. But when they went to the library, they came back happier. One of them even smiled. According to petpartners.org, Krieger helped friends things that day. A student last felt scared, but he felt angry, sad, annoyed, and devastated when he found out the news. But when he got to school and went with the dogs, he said he felt a sense of peace and joy. Krieger works with our social workers and helps them by making kids feel more at ease with sharing their emotions, like when helps them feel more at ease when sharing their emotions. By petting the dogs, they feel a calming sensation. Krieger helps build the connection between the social worker and the student by allowing the student to feel comfortable and safe to open up. Without this crucial connection, it can take social work weeks, or even days, or even weeks to get the student to share their thoughts and feelings. Now, I know that some people don't like dogs, or they are allergic. So all of the activities with the dogs can be optional and talked about with the parents instead of students. Overall, I think with all of the academic and mental health improvements of people when they are with therapy dogs, I think it would be most beneficial to our district if they were therapy dogs for all schools. Again, thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you so much. That was excellent. Anyone else would like to speak? Right now we are going to ask for a motion to go into closed session to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the district or legal counsel for the district, including testimony or complaint lodged against an employee or against legal counsel for the district to determine its validity as authorized by statute, and student disciplinary cases.
Member Silverstein? Aye. Member Weinstein?
Aye.
Member Cassidy?
Aye.
Member Beechey?
Aye.
And President Johnson.
Aye. It is 6:44. We're going to go into closed session and resume the board meeting agenda upon our return. Thank you for presenting. You're welcome to stay.
Check 1, 2. Do we have it going through now? All right, let's see.
You want this in play?
Yeah. Or I could put it up on my phone if it's easier.
Check 1 2. 1 2 1 2 3. Check 1 2 1 2 3. Still sounds kind of blurry.
Is it the microphone? You want to try a different microphone?
You want to try it over there so I can make sure it's not coming through here? All right. And all right. Default. We don't want it to go off the webcam. We don't want it to go off built-in microphone, but it's taking built-in mic. Why would it be doing
What are
that?
the other two that were at the bottom?
I've never seen these ones. I don't know what Soundflower is because I'm running through the X18.
It's default.
Default should be this, which is where we're getting that from.
You just
But-
double check the connection from that monitor to this.
I did, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it again. So let's.
I'm saying on the back, did you change anything?
Oh, I unplugged and plugged back in.
Okay, I wasn't listening to you, I was watching it on here,
But now, why does it keep stopping?
because we're not live. Okay.
All right, so now let's try this. Do you want to go out there and talk so we can make sure it's not coming through?
Are we live?
Or this one is yes.
Because they can hear us.
Yes, but only through, hopefully through that one and not through this one.
Test, test, test.
And I have to wait for the 8 seconds for the line to go through. It's working. Terry, can you try something?
Test, test. This is a test of microphone number, I don't know.
I think I got it. It sounds good to me.
Can you take the audio down?
Sorry.
Can you take the audio down now?
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try one more. All right, try one more.
One last test, one last test.
Good evening once again. It is 7:07. We have returned from closed session to be back in the open meeting this evening. We did have visitors' comments prior to us going into closed session, but is there anyone else that would like to present?
You need a roll call first.
Oh, sorry, you did tell me that. Sorry. We'll take the roll and then I'll ask the question again. Thank you.
Member Cassidy.
Here.
Member Beef Tank.
Here.
Member Arms.
Here.
President Gallinson.
Here.
Member Silvershack.
Here.
Member Baser.
Here.
And Member Weinstock.
Here.
Thank you. Now we are back and asking if there are any visitor comments for today. Okay. Hearing none, we'll move to the superintendent's report. Dr. Pearson?
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. This evening, I want to begin by just mentioning that tonight's a little bit bittersweet because we have some outgoing board members this evening and we have some new incoming board members. And so we're excited to welcome our new members, but we're also, sad and happy to see our old members go. We appreciate the years of service that they provided to the board. The good news is this is not the last time we have to celebrate them. We, of course, will recognize our outgoing members at Celebrate 28. Recognition of their time of service, but I just wanted to extend a thank you to both Matt and Jen for your service here on the board. And many times I believe this was you had one term, so 4 years, and then Jen was on for 8 years. And it's a big commitment. It's hard to know. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes, and the board meeting is kind of a celebration of all the work that we do each month, but there's a lot that goes into being on the board. And so I just wanted to extend my personal gratitude to both of you for your time of service. We are going to celebrate a little at the end of the meeting. We have some refreshments that we'll share together, but I wanted to just publicly say thank you, and we'll do this again at Celebrate 28. So thanks for your service.
Thank you.
So. And in just a little bit, we'll welcome our new board members as well, so we'll have a chance to introduce both of them to the community. I wanted to spend just a little bit of time tonight talking about the referendum. We're going to do this in two sections. The first is Terry has put together a summary report of kind of our process with the referendum, what was done, some of the data that was collected through the process, and it's a time that we can kind of highlight all of the work that went into the referendum. I would be remiss if I didn't say just how much we appreciate Terry's efforts around the referendum. She really got in there and rolled up her sleeves and did what needed to be done to get the information out to our stakeholders to make sure that we were able to have an informed vote on April the 1st, which, as we all know now, was successful for our district. And we're looking forward to how transformative that decision will be for our students and families for many years to come. So Terry, thank you for all of your work, and why don't you share with us some of the things that you've put together?
Well, thank you, Dr. Pearson. It was certainly a team effort. And what I'd like to present tonight is sort of an overview of what we did to accomplish this task. First, I want to point out that not only did the referendum get approved by voters by 63.14%, but the referendum was approved in every precinct. So there wasn't any one area where they found it an unpopular idea. Obviously, some precincts were stronger than others, with the Meadowbrook neighborhoods definitely coming through a little higher. But the point is that all the precincts approved the referendum. It was also interesting to see that we had a 29% turnout with 4,152 votes cast. The average turnout in suburban Cook County for this election was 17.61%, so it was a very strong turnout for this. So I partnered with Creative Entourage, as you know, to develop our messaging and content. You will see in the coming slides that this task was definitely too big for a single-person communications office. We worked to develop a theme and message based on the research of responses from the November survey and our community engagement activities in the fall. We identified target audiences and tactics to reach those audiences, and then we developed a strategic communication timeline. The district's website and digital newsletters have become established and effective tools to reach our parents and community members. We maximize those tools to share our referendum story with our key stakeholders. And you can see from these numbers that we were reaching 4,500 to 5,000 people with our board updates, our referendum updates, and then we also supplemented that with items in our weekly parent newsletters at each of the schools. All of these tools were used to drive viewers to our referendum website. Our referendum website was designed to reflect the 2-year planning process that went into this plan. We addressed questions raised by parents and community members, and we provided a transparent tax calculator to assist taxpayers in understanding the cost of the proposal. The referendum page attracted 4,872 views during February and March. That's just below our top 3 performing pages on our website entirely. We also used our podcast, Inside 28, to give voice to our committee members involved in creating the plan and how we got here. Our first referendum episode, we did 2 parts. It was a big plan. Our first episode reached the second highest downloads ever for our series at 90 downloads. Now that may seem small, but it's still an important piece for those who want to dig in and learn more, and our effort was to provide transparency, and we feel that that was an important aspect of our campaign. Next, on social media, we increased our reach with frequent varied posts that we paid to reach Northbrook residents beyond our parent followers. Our Facebook reach increased 394%, and visits to our page increased 94.5% from February 1 to April 1. On Instagram, our reach increased 310%, and our views to our page increased 100.5%. We spent just $400 to accomplish these results, which I think is a pretty good bargain. Our messaging was targeted and consistent. Creative Entourage developed 5 facts about the referendum that we repeated throughout the campaign. We identified key spokespersons for our videos and in-person meetings: Dr. Pearson, Dr. Meek, Dr. Hiltz, Meadowbrook teacher Jean Viviano, and 2 parents. We created a 2-minute video and 4 30-second reels. We had 17,695 views of the short reel that was promoted right before spring break, where we were asking our voters to make a plan to vote. The actual 2-minute video received 5,485 views. And I also, you can see a little post here about a water leak that happened at Westmore during our campaign, which we seized the moment and grabbed Joel's video and put that up there as well to show that our needs were in fact real. That garnered 3,124 views. In addition to videos, we created posts that highlighted the key points of our plan. So you can see that these were 2 of our most popular, but we had regular posts, about 3 a week for this 2-month period. Next, we did direct mail. Direct mail was targeted at taxpayers who have no connection to the school. The 4 pieces aimed at building awareness, starting with our scheduled Update 28, which featured the facility's master plan and strategic planning during our 2-year initiative. Then, Creative Entourage created 3 additional mailers to invite our community members to our open houses and learn more on our website through an easily accessible QR code. 6,900 copies of each of these pieces were delivered to all households in the district. Next, we did 31 in-person meetings. These were an important part of our campaign. The administrative team agreed this was a great opportunity for the superintendent to build visibility and partnership with the community. We also decided that trying to get the public to attend special evening forums or gallery walks was not the most effective way to reach our community. We decided to go to them instead. So we participated in most of the school events that were held in February and March. We set up displays and were available to talk to parents about the plans and answer questions as they wandered in and out of those other events. And we appreciate the support from our board members who also helped us with that effort. Dr. Pearson and Ms. Donato also held staff meetings at each school to discuss the plans and hear feedback. We held 2 public gallery walks at the Northbrook United Methodist Church and a virtual session where about 40 people in all attended. We also partnered with the community committee to present plans at neighborhood coffees and answer questions. And we also had a display at the public library. We ran an information campaign guided by research and timed strategically with the support of Creative Entourage. But I would not be here today talking about a successful referendum without the efforts of our Community Advocacy Committee. The strong leadership from our Vote Yes Committee throughout the 2-month process effectively organized, built momentum, and stayed positive. Their campaign included direct mail, text, social media, door-to-door canvassing, neighborhood coffees, and yard signs. Lots of yard signs. I want to conclude my presentation with just a few of the lessons we learned. First, we could not have had a successful or robust campaign without the support and knowledge of an experienced consultant. They helped us navigate things we don't encounter every day and provided guidance on the theme, strategy, and timing of our messages. They also produced direct mail, video content, and social media posts. Our instincts to take our story to our parents and our community rather than expecting them to come to us was correct. We felt that being present at so many events made a difference in our visibility and our transparency. And research is important to understanding the priorities and values of our constituents and for the purpose of creating effective messages. And finally, while data is important, don't hang your hat on them, because we understood that our community engagement team had started to build momentum that would have been lost if the board had delayed putting it on the ballot. And I know it was a tough decision, but your instincts were correct, that there was momentum building, and it would have been a mistake to delay. I think this election proved that when the District 28 community believes in something, they will do everything to make it happen. And we are all so delighted that we are now at the next phase of our project and can begin the design and build phase. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, thank you so much, Terry. That was truly extraordinary. When I heard the number very shortly after 7:30 p.m. that it was 63%, I was elated but not surprised, because we know what this community can do when they put their minds to it. So just really grateful for your leadership and partnership with the community groups, the persistence throughout the process, not just from January to April, but as we all know, even planting seeds way before then. So it was an effort, truly a group effort, everyone on the administrative team, the board, and of course the community organizing team, which was amazing. I know Tamara had shared with me that the consultants advised her to get 200 signs, and that was sort of what they had expected to put around the district. And she said, give us 500. And as we could see driving around Northbrook throughout the month of March, there wasn't a street you can go on that didn't have a yes to 28 sign. So it was really, we were so proud to have seen those signs, and really amazing to far out exceed any expectations, to go from the 40s of a projected survey to 63 is just outstanding and exciting. So thank you to everyone, and very exciting times ahead.
Well, that brings us to our next step, which is actually kind of moving forward with the construction plans for all of our buildings. And I just wanted to provide you with a brief update. We'll actually have quite a bit more to share in May. Because we'll be bringing some information about issuing the bonds and working with our bond counsel and all of the things that we have to have put in place so that we can begin the next steps of the process. But between now and then, just a couple of things that will be happening. One is we are working to update information on the website. There will be a school-specific page for each of the schools with highlights for the project for that particular building. And we'll continuously update that as we have more information. And then once construction begins, we'll be putting up construction photos. We'll also be putting up live stream video. It's actually time released or time lapse. That's the word I'm looking for. Time lapse, so that people can see the progress as we do that, and that often generates quite a bit of interest, both from students and from families as we work through that process. So we'll be getting those websites set up so that they can be ready to go when we start the construction work. We actually are entering now the design phase, and as you know, with Meadowbrook, we are moving forward with the gym, and we have the pre-bid meeting tomorrow. And so a pre-bid meeting is actually an opportunity for any contractor that's potentially interested in bidding on the project to come and meet with the architects, walk the property, and then ask any questions that they may have about the project. We'll have a nice indication tomorrow of kind of who might bid on the project, which is another reason why a pre-bid meeting is helpful, because it gives us kind of insight into who might be interested in working with us and working on the project. Then the bid opening is actually on May the 20th, which we'll do a live opening of all of the sealed bids to see who has bid on the project and what the cost is that they have put in the bid. And then, of course, we'll bring the bids to the board at the May board meeting for your approval. So if we find a bid that's successful within the budget, we'll bring a recommendation forward, which we are cautiously optimistic that that's what's going to happen. I also wanted to mention that one of the things that we're really working to do is to ensure that the neighbors around our school are aware of our construction project and are able to express any concerns or have their questions answered by the architects. So we are scheduling a Meadowbrook neighbors meeting for 5 p.m. on May the 20th. With the architects so that they can hear about the plan and then, of course, express any questions or concerns that they may have. We certainly are interested in being good neighbors through this process. And, you know, construction is construction, and it will be, you know, there will be some bumps along the road, but we want to make sure that we have really good communication and good relationships through the process as we work on that and make sure that we're able to have a successful project for our students and families. So that is happening on the 20th at 5 p.m. as well. And of course, if any board members want to attend, you're welcome to attend that meeting. I just wanted to mention that tonight on the consent agenda is our administrator contracts. Many of our administrators had contracts that are up for renewal, and so they are on there for consent. We have administrators that have everything from 1 to 3 to 4-year contracts that are being renewed. And much of that variation is often dependent on the particular employee and then also whether or not they're in a retirement cycle and getting close to retirement. So that it kind of indicates the variability in the contracts that are in the packet. I also wanted to mention that there is a recommendation in there for Megan Dames to be our new Assistant Director of Student Services at Meadowbrook, and so her contract is in there as well, and I wanted to mention that. And that completes the superintendent's report. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes. Does anyone have any comments on the regular meeting minutes for March 11th, the closed meeting minutes for March 11th, and then there was a policy meeting that Adam and I attended on November 14th. Any changes? Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Member Silvershack.
Aye.
Member Cassidy.
Aye.
Member Beeftank.
Aye.
Member Arms.
Aye.
Member Baser.
Aye.
Member Weinstock.
Aye.
President Gallinson.
Aye. Next item is the approval of a consent agenda. Who had the bills this month?
I had the bills this month. I did meet with Jessica today and looked them over. They looked great. Just talked about some things that I've noticed, and we looked at some trends, but everything is in order, and I recommend that we approve the bills.
Thank you. Any other items to discuss from the consent agenda? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Member Weinstock.
Aye.
Member Baser.
Aye.
Member Cassidy.
Aye.
Member Beeftank.
Aye.
Member Arms.
Aye.
Member Silvershack. Aye. President Gallinson.
Aye. Turning it over to the committee reports. Jessica on finance.
Hi, thank you. The finance reports through the month of February are included in your packet. And through the close of those months, we are at 60% of the current year's budget expended and 62% of the revenues received. Our cafeteria continues to do great in their sales. We're currently at just over $30,000 surplus. We are starting to make plans for that. We are doing things like buy new trays because they tend to disappear, and some additional upgrades we have planned for our future cafeteria here, or things we can do now and maybe transfer over. So we're starting to talk about that. Our final renewal rates for our insurance program are included in your packet. New this year, we met with the Joint Labor Management Insurance Committee to talk through changes in the plan design, which resulted in the removal of our grandfather status. There were minor tweaks that did result in some further savings to the premium renewals. Also, we did add another HMO program, Blue Cross Blue Shield, HMO Illinois. Program Advocate Medical Group is leaving them, and it affected enough members that we added that as another option, Blue Advantage, so that those members in that group could keep their preferred doctors, sometimes by location and availability. And that was actually a 5% decrease from our current year's HMO premium plan to add that plan in. Some of the exciting things that happened with losing the grandfather status is the preventative care in the PPO is now covered, and some other things that members here have talked about for quite a while. It was a great process. And we are required to make available student accident insurance, so the renewal for next year is included. It's zero cost to the district. We just partner with the company who makes it available to our parents at the time of registration.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for Jessica? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve the finance report?
So moved.
Second?
Member Weinstock.
Aye.
Member Beeftank.
Aye.
Member Arms.
Aye.
Member Silvershack. Aye. Member Baser.
Aye.
Member Cassidy.
Aye.
And President Gallinson.
Aye. Back to Jessica on the tentative amended budget.
Sure. So included in your packet was the kind of the working draft of our tentative amended budget. There are several reasons we're going to be amending it this year. But just so you know, the notice was published in last Thursday's paper, and so it will be on public display for over the 30 days, and we'll hold our public meeting at our next board meeting and adopt the budget. Some of the reasons to update the budget is to align with our state and federal grant budgets. Those kind of are fluid throughout the year, and not, some of them aren't even approved in their final format until after we approve the final board budget here at the board meeting in September. And then there's amendments throughout the year. Additional architect costs are included. We've been incurring costs as we move forward with the gym, which was kind of a fluid process. This does align with our strategic goals 8 or 9 and 10 that we're responsive and can be flexible with the budget and our resources. We've incurred some additional salary costs for the addition of staff throughout the year, so some changes there to reflect accurate or as close to accurate personnel costs, and our compliance with our administrative cost limits. It has to be less than 5% over the prior year, so we'll make some adjustments in that budget as well.
Can I, Jessica, I thought that if the referendum passed, that the cost of the gym was gonna be then folded into the referendum rather than out of the current budget.
Sure, but the referendum did include a commitment of the district to contribute $20 million, so both will happen simultaneously.
Got it, okay.
Yep,
Thank
so
you.
we don't have the bond proceeds, we won't receive those until after July 1st. But we have been paying for the architect for the gym build, and we have that commitment for our own operating funds.
So the total isn't 94, the total is 114.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
Okay, got it, thank you.
Mhm.
Great, thank you. Anything from Human Resources?
I just want to mention we're working on finalizing tentative teaching assignments for next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything from Student Services?
Just briefly to mention, I know I've talked about our summer programming, with just a brief update. Our enrollment is trending up this year, and we have over 60 additional students who will be attending from last year's numbers. And this does not include our students in extended school year who attend based on their eligibility through their individualized education program. So we're excited to welcome more students, excited to have some new course offerings, and we are well on our way to get ready to go.
Great, thank you. Over to teaching and learning, more summer news.
Yeah, so this year's District 28 Summer Professional Learning Program is shaping up to be another valuable opportunity for staff. The program is designed to allow educators to pursue their own professional development goals and collaborate with colleagues from across the district. Included in your board packets was the offerings catalog, which outlines the proposed summer schedule, and a budget sheet detailing the estimated costs for each session. Staff can choose to receive either a stipend or district credit for their participation. The session topics this year were directly influenced by a staff feedback survey that was given in March. And the reason that we give this survey is really to ensure that the sessions are relevant and focus on what people are interested in. Session topics, you'll notice, will range from differentiation to technology to supporting students' SEL and academic needs. Some sessions have been held in previous years and are back by popular demand this year. So we're very fortunate to have so many talented District 28 staff members leading many of these sessions this year so that they can share their expertise with their peers. So thank you. Anything else?
Great, any questions on summer programming? Thank you. Back to Jessica on buildings and grounds.
We have 4 action items under buildings and grounds. 3 of the 4 are part of the long-range facility plan and we're carefully coordinated not to overlap or impact our future work. It's all part of the plan and been coordinated and fit right in. So the first one is Greenbrier's permeable paver repairs. So when Greenbrier was renovated, we had the the pavers put in as part of a grant, and some of them have started to sink, causing a tripping hazard. So that proposal is to pull those paver up, regrade the under layer, and then replace those. Do you want me to just kind of give a high level before you go through, or do you want to?
If you want to go through.
Okay. Then the next project is to add RPZ backflow devices at each of the schools in the district, and RPZ stands for Reduced Pressure Zone. So what happens for the custodial staff, they use chemicals they mix with water, and they're part of a pumping system. There has to be a device in there to make sure there's not a backflow back into the water system. So this is a quote for each of the 4 schools. We will do it at Meadowbrook because we'll be in that facility a little bit longer before that is renovated. The next one's not part of the 10-year facility master plan, but is part of our 10-year budgeting forecast. We purchased 2 F-250 trucks 10 years ago. They've come to the end of their useful life for us, a lot of wear and tear with the plowing we do for them. So one of the proposals is to replace the 2 trucks on the state contract, receive them, and then sell the 2 trucks we have back out, either by auction. We'll bring a resolution, though, when we're closer to getting ready to do that. We're projected to have these sometime in the fall, if we put in an order now with a July 1st, not before date, because they're all in next fiscal year's expenses. And the final is a roof replacement here at MBJH. Initially, the roof replacement did include a section of Greenbrier that will be affected with our renovation plan, so that was removed from the plan. Each of these does take advantage of cooperative pricing, which we've had a lot of success with the projects and the partners we've worked with in them.
Great, thank you. Does anyone have any questions on the 4 repair and other purchase items?
Aren't cars gonna get more expensive every day? Aren't we better off buying it right now?
Well, they're Fords, so it's the state contract, and there's a locked-in price. The variable right now, so after this approval, we'll be able to issue a purchase order with a July 1st date that'll lock in the cost and identify the trucks for us.
Okay.
The variable and the cost would be the potential resale of our current vehicles.
Okay.
Which may wind up being higher than we project because of the state of the world.
Any other questions? Okay. We'll go through each item. First is the Greenbrier paver repairs. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Member Silvershack.
Aye.
Member Cassidy.
Aye.
Member Beef Tank.
Aye.
Member Arms.
Aye.
Member Baser.
Aye.
Member Weinstock.
Aye.
President Gallinson.
Aye. Thank you. Next is the addition of RPZ backflow devices district-wide. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Go ahead.
Member Weinstock.
Aye.
Member Baser.
Aye.
Member Cassidy.
Aye.
Member Beef Tank.
Aye.
Member Arms.
Aye.
Member Silvershack.
Aye.
President Gallinson.
Aye. Next is the purchase of 2 pickup trucks. We have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Member Cassidy.
Aye.
Member Beef Tank.
Aye.
Member Arms.
Aye.
Member Silvershack.
Aye.
Member Baser.
Aye.
Member Weinstock.
Aye.
And President Gallinson.
Aye. And finally, the NBJH roof replacement project. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Member Weinstock.
Aye.
Member Silvershack.
Aye.
Member Baser.
Aye.
Member Cassidy.
Aye.
Member Beef Tank.
Aye.
Member Arms.
Abstain.
And President Gallinson.
Aye. Next is legislation. Anything to note?
There were some bills that I brought up in the last session that were potentially controversial that ended up being tabled, so there's nothing at the state level to speak of. At the federal level, the convulsions continue, but none of it has seemed to be directly material yet, and anything we can be actioned as far as what effect it might have on District 28. So it's just wait and see.
Thank you. Anything on policy?
Just that our next issue should be dropping any day now.
Okay. Eagerly awaiting.
Yes, very much so.
Thank you. The press issues we're waiting for the legislative updates. Terry, back to you on anything further on the communication side?
Yeah, no, nothing further, thank you. That was enough, right?
That was plenty. Chris, on True North?
Yeah, it was
Update?
a very very interesting and lengthy meeting at our last True North meeting on the 9th of April. District 34 is moving forward with their non-consensual withdrawal. And now District 225, Glenbrook, has also shared an intent to withdraw from the collective. And also at a recent superintendent's meeting, as Jason has shared as well, that 11 of 18 member districts are considering withdrawal from True North's cooperative. So it gives us a lot to think about, because obviously it's going to have a major impact on the member districts that are a part of the cooperative. And we need to continue to look at how we provide special ed services for our most needy students, and training for staff and the other services that True North provides.
Thank you. Do you have any further updates, Dr. Pearson?
No, I think that this has really highlighted a need for us to have some conversations about the overall structure of True North going forward. The superintendents are committed to engaging in that conversation with Kurt Snyder, who's the superintendent at True North. We actually have a meeting scheduled for next week to kind of talk about what the districts are thinking, what their timelines would be. Currently in the bylaws for True North, it really is a 2-year runway for a district to withdraw. So they have to kind of declare their intent to withdraw, and then there's a lengthy process for them to walk through to do that. I think one of the things that happened once 225 indicated a desire to withdraw, and you have to understand the districts that have asked to withdraw on the front end of this process really have very few students that participate in True North. Glenview 34, as we know from their petition, have no students at True North and have not had students at True North for many years now. 225 only has a few students in the transition program, which is the program for students that are 18 to 22 years old. So that's kind of post-graduation, but students that we still continue to serve under special education. And so they, realizing that they have very few students participating in the program, and then also the share of their cost, because it's based on the number of students, your district's enrollment, seems to be disproportionate. And so we need a different model for us to think about how we participate in the co-op and what that means for districts. Following 225, other districts like New Trier have also indicated an interest to withdraw for the same reason. And when New Trier mentioned that they might withdraw, then all of the feeder districts to New Trier followed suit. So anyway, it's a kind of a red flag for us, and we need to have some further conversations. I will, of course, keep the board updated as we walk through that process. The superintendents all met the week before the board meeting just to talk about where districts were in their process and make sure that we were, really understanding the depth of the issues that we're being presented with. And all of us are very committed. We believe in the work that True North does. We understand the power of, collaborative services for students and families across our districts. But it's also important to note that much of the structure, particularly the bylaws for True North, were written in 1959. And so they really are not applicable any longer to how we need to function and how we should be flexibly responsible to student needs across our districts. And I think that that's a message that all of the superintendents are really feeling, and we want to make sure that we're being responsive as we think about next steps. So although I am concerned that there really are some challenges when we think about the fiscal stability of True North going forward with the current number of districts that want to withdraw, I'm also cautiously optimistic and encouraged by the fact that this may be an opportunity for us to have some really good conversations about redesigning an organization so that it better serves districts' needs today and for the future. So I'll keep you posted as we walk through that process, and I'll have some further updates for you.
Great. Thank you. Before we move to the reorganization part of the meeting, I just wanted to take an opportunity to thank everyone here for their support over the last 8 years. It was truly an honor and such a privilege to share my time with all of you. The support that everyone has given me was remarkable. The partnerships with this incredible leadership team, as well as all of the administrative leaders at the schools, all of the teachers and staff was truly valuable. The tireless work every day that goes on behalf of the students is inspirational. So I just thank everyone for their support. I'm so proud of everything that we've done together, and wish all the board members and the new board members much success. I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines, and I don't know, maybe I'll come on Tuesday if I've nothing to do. We'll soon have an empty house, so maybe I'll find some time and come back and continue to support you all. But from the bottom of my heart, I just truly thank you. And good luck.
Can I just say, Jen, I think also, I mean, I know you're ending on this great note with the referendum and the district moving forward, but I also want to call attention to the fact that you were instrumental in negotiating the first contract, you know, for the teachers and support staff, which was huge, a huge commitment and a great accomplishment during your tenure here. So kudos and thank you for that.
This board has no further business. Therefore, a motion for adjournment sine die is needed. Is there a board member who would like to move that we adjourn sine die?
So moved.
No, you have to say, I move, we adjourn, sine die.
There is a script, and it is Latin. So,
I move, we adjourn, sine die. Someone has to say second.
hold on, I'm finding the script. It's right there. Wait, oh, it's
Second.
okay. Second.
All in favor of the motion to adjourn sine die signify the same by saying aye.
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 Great. All right, so we'll have just a moment to have a little bit of a transition, and then we'll continue with the board meeting.
Wait, does that mean these two get to leave?
There's cake. There's cake. They're not leaving completely. So.
I've got a cord. I will. I've got a table for you too.
Oh, I think we're getting new seats now, guys.
No, not yet. Not until this happens.
Oh yeah.
It's your souvenir. Bye, Matthew Cassidy.
What? Yes.
So I had to change what's in here.
Oh, we have this.
Yep. Follow the paper one. Got it.
All right, well, good evening, everyone. On April the 1st, in addition to a referendum, we actually also had a board election. And the Cook County Board of Elections actually released their canvass results today. And so I'm happy to introduce to everyone our two new board members, Diana Horowitz and Eve Fanzelter. Eve and Diana are joining us as new board members. In addition to that, we had a couple of board members that were reelected as part of that process. So Beth Baser is joining us again. She was reelected, as well as Deshaun Arms. All of our members that were elected on April 1st are for 4-year terms. So welcome to both of you that are new and to the two that are also returning. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to our Vice President.
All right. I will now swear in all members of the school board. Please recite the oath of office in unison. So you can turn your page. And a 1.
No, it's a
Oh, there's a full second document.
board oath of office.
Just kidding. Okay. Board oath of office. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I, Beth Zelter, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education of Northbrook School District 28 in accordance with the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and the laws of the State of Illinois to the best of my ability. I further swear that I shall respect taxpayers' interests by serving as a faithful protector of the school district's assets. I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion by my fellow board members and others who seek a hearing before the board, while respecting the privacy of students and employees. I shall recognize that a board member has no legal authority as an individual and that decisions can be made only by a majority vote at a public board meeting. I shall abide by majority decisions of the board while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions through ethical and constructive channels. As part of the Board of Education, I shall accept the responsibility for my role in the equitable and quality education of every student in the school district. I shall foster with the board extensive participation of the community, formulate goals, define outcomes, and set the course for Northbrook District 28. I shall assist in establishing a structure and an environment designed to ensure all students have the opportunity to attain their maximum potential through a sound organizational framework. I shall strive to ensure a continuous assessment of student achievement in all conditions affecting the education of our children in compliance with the state law. I shall serve as education's key advocate on behalf of students and our community schools to advance the vision for Northbrook District 28, and I shall strive to work together with the district superintendent to lead the school district toward fulfilling the vision of the board has created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills, knowledge, citizenship, and personal development. Good job, everyone. Next time we will decide if we are saying the parenthetical words or not in advance. So, yes, let's see.
I will call a roll. Okay, Member Horowitz.
Here.
Yep. Member Beeftank.
Here.
Member Arms.
Here.
Member Silvershack.
Here.
Member Baser.
Here.
Member Weinstock.
Here.
And Member Fanzelter.
Fonzelter.
Fanzelter. Okay,
Here.
got it.
Like the Fonz. The Fonz, good. Oh.
And then now, we are, thank you, turn that, yeah. Do we have any nominations for the board president to serve for a term of 2 years?
I move to appoint member Mara Silvershack to serve as president pro tem.
Oh.
No.
No, not pro tem.
No.
We can skip this?
Well,
The whole thing, the whole 2 years. I move for Mara.
Yeah, nope.
Are we not doing the pro tem? You're the pro tem?
I can, what?
We need, yeah, no, you
So-
need to elect a pro temp, so
Okay,
you need
we're electing the
nominations for pro temp.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Yes, I
Mara
think
for
I have the
both.
wrong one.
No, okay.
Do I have the wrong one? Sorry. I changed it so many times.
I'm
It's
just
on the
reading the piece of paper here.
It's on the
Oh,
second
I
page.
did. I'm
It's on
sorry,
the
I had
second
the
page.
wrong copy. Yeah, I apologize. Okay. Is there a motion to appoint a member to serve as president pro temp? Base, you're appointing,
Mara.
yes, okay.
This lady, right here.
This one, okay.
Okay, anyone, we need someone to second it.
Seconded.
Okay. And then all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, now
Now it's me.
you
Okay.
take over, yes, sorry.
Thank you for the script.
It is long.
Whew. The chair will entertain nominations for board president to serve for a term of 2 years.
I nominate Mara Silvershack to serve for president for 2 years. Did I do that right?
Mara Silvershack is nominated. Are there any other nominations for the office of president?
All right, then I do this part.
okay.
Okay. Then I declare that, board member Silvershack is elected by acclamation as the board president.
Thank you. Thank you. The chair will entertain nominations for board vice president to serve for a term of 2 years. Can I nominate as president pro tem, or no?
You're not pro tem anymore.
Oh,
You're just
can I
president now.
nominate as president? Excuse me. I nominate Adam Weinstock. Oh, and it's still my turn. Okay, Adam Weinstock is nominated. Are there any other nominations for the office of vice president? That's you.
Yep.
Okay.
Then, I declare that board member Weinstock is elected by acclamation as the vice president.
The chair will entertain nominations for board secretary to serve for a term of 2 years. Can I nominate again? I nominate Beth Baser. Unless anybody else is interested. She said she is fine giving it up, but happy to serve as well. So, are we good?
We're good.
Okay, Beth Baser.
All right.
Wait.
Oh.
Beth Baser is nominated. Are there any other nominations for the office of secretary?
Okay.
But sure, it's fun.
You are very good at it, signing your name.
All right, then I declare that board member Baser is elected by acclamation as the office of secretary.
Let's see. Is that it? Okay. Okay, so next, this is where the script ends. We're going to be looking at proposed school board dates for our next year, 2025, 2026. You should see a sheet on your table by you or in the board packet. Do we have to vote on this? Yeah. Okay. So, do I have a motion to approve the dates of the school board meetings for, the proposed school board meetings for the 2025, 2026 school year?
So moved.
Second.
Great. Member Arms?
Aye.
Member Beef Tank?
Aye.
Member Baser?
Aye.
Member Weinstock?
Aye.
Member Von Zelter?
Aye.
And Member Horowitz?
Aye.
Do you have to call me? too, or-
And Member Silver,
Oh.
or President Silver.
Aye, as well, okay. And, oh, yes, so the next is not an action item, but, we will be talking about committee assignments. Generally speaking, every 2 years, it's okay, we've said my name enough, we know. Thank you.
generally speaking, every 2 years, we shuffle around our committee assignments. In past practice, we have sent out an email with a list of committees, their responsibilities and time commitments, and then we allow board members to then respond with what they're interested in and any questions they may have about the commitment. And then I will go ahead and assign people to committees based on preferences and availability. So please be looking at your board email in the coming days or weeks so that we can decide who is serving on which committee.
Do we have to switch after 2 years?
We don't have to switch. You can choose to stay on, and we'll see what works out. You know, yeah. But yes, if you have a committee that you are, you know, I know Chris probably really wants to stay with True North with that time commitment, which is really the only tough part of True North is the time commitment. Otherwise, it's a lovely group. But yeah, you can certainly request to stay with your current committee. So please be looking forward to that. And then I guess all we have next is adjournment. Before we adjourn, I just would like to say thank you again to Jen and to Matt for your service. 8 years for Jen, 4 years for Matt. One thing that we said so much about Jen, and we could keep talking, but Jen, I think watching you and watching Tracy before you as president, I've been watching with this in mind, kind of taking the best parts of both of you as the two presidents that I've served under, to really sort of learning on the job as to what to do and how to serve as a school board president. And you've been a great role model, so thank you for that. And Matt, 4 years with you, gosh, I think, you know, I think my favorite thing about you as a board member is you know what you know, and you also know what you don't know. And when you don't know something, you ask questions and you learn, and you come back so informed, and you have always just been so for the people, for our stakeholders, and that's just been so evident in the 4 years that you've been here. And I think I probably speak for everybody. We are really excited to see what you do now as on the village board, and we're the only bad thing about that is we're just so sad to lose you here because you've been such a great asset to our team. So thank you both for serving so well. And I don't know that I don't think I was paying attention to adjournments, Jen, and how to adjourn them. So yes, that's easy, okay. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
We could do all, or do you want
What do I say?
All those in favor?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? The ayes have it, thank you. And then we are officially adjourned. Thank you.
Well
All
done,
right.
President.
Thank you.